Hi folks, Dale York, Just Fish Outdoors, and I'm at the 2020 Montgomery Productions Sport Boat and Tackle Show here in Grove, Oklahoma, and I'm with the crappie fisherman extraordinaire. I'm with Mr. Jay Roper, and folks, let me tell you, he's going to share some tips. You know, we're right around the corner from that springtime crappie fishing coming
around
up,
the corner, yep.
And he's going to share some tips and some tricks to help you anglers catch more crappie this spring. Jay, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you for allowing me.
Educate us on how we can put more crappie in the boat this spring.
Yep. All right. One of the first things we want to talk about is, let's say, going after your trophy fish. A lot of people think that when they're starting to catch those males and all that, and they're going to wait for the females to get into shallow water, you're kind of a little late going after your trophy fish. And so what you want to do, if you're finding males preparing the nest and getting ready for the spawn, you want to kind of back off until you can get to a drop. So let's say you're fishing and you're close to a river channel or a creek channel. What you want to do, you want to, if you're starting to catch males in that 4 feet of water, slide on back to when that river channel starts to drop.
That first drop.
Mm-hmm. And start looking for cover. You're normally going to see those big females staging, getting ready to. Some people are a big believer in water temperature, some people are not. But soon as that water comes up and that female feels like it's time, they're going to slide up, do their business, right? Stay there for a couple of days, leave.
Yeah.
That male is going to guard. And so right now, in order to target and not miss them, you can go after those big females, those trophy fish right now by looking in the edge of river channels, real close to flats, shallow flats.
Yeah, okay. So they can come out of deep water. They can be close to deep water in case one of those late season fronts come in to scare them back out, and then after a couple of days they can start nosing back up again.
Yep. Or something happens and, like we said, just extreme weather change. Some lakes, water drops super fast for some reason, and they'll pull out. And so, but those bigger females, wherever you see those males, and you're not catching those big females, just back on out into a little bit deeper water.
You know, there seems to be a real big trend the last few years. Everybody pushing bigger baits.
Yeah.
Is that something that you recommend?
That's one of my tips. Yeah. So as it begins to warm up, the colder it is, I wouldn't go with a bigger bait. Okay. If that water temperature is still, 59 and staying 59, 60, 61, you want to kind of still push those medium to smaller baits. But soon as that water gets around at 62, whatever, and you start getting more sunny days and it's warming that shallow water, you want to go with a bigger jig head. Bigger jig head, bigger body. It's just like in the natural when women are pregnant, they'll start eating. They're eating. They're craving food. Their body, they're getting all that stuff ready for the hard work that they're getting ready to do with labor.
Yeah, okay? when they won't be eating.
Right. And so they're looking for, big meals and all that type of stuff. So that's why you want to push. In the springtime, here's a good rule. In the springtime, we use bigger baits. In the fall, we use bigger baits.
Right.
Summer, wintertime, we don't use big baits.
Right.
We'll downsize, and we use like more hair jigs and things of that nature.
Right.
But as the water warms up, bigger you go, the dirtier the water, more big, vibrant colors that you want to use.
I'm not the skilled angler and crappie fishing that you are. I grew up doing it, of course, but that's one thing I noticed. As the water was colder and colder and colder, you downsized your baits more and more and more. And as that water started to increase in temperature, you could get away with fishing faster or bigger, or you seemed like you had more tactics that you could use once that water temperature got above 58, 59 degrees.
And also, so that's a good rule of thumb. As the water warms up, as the spring is going on, go with a bigger bait. But if anything happens, like let's say lake pressure, you got a lot of anglers that are hitting your area and all that type of stuff. This is when you want to go to what is not common, back to the hair jigs, back to something small. Okay. The more pressure it is, the smaller you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
you know, we see, you know, I'm kind of a bass fisherman at heart, and we see some of the same thing in bass fishing,
Yep.
Especially when you clue that into clearer water. The clearer the water, the higher pressure seems like the more finesse style you have to go to.
Yep.
You have to downsize your bait, you have to slow down, and I think from what I'm hearing, you have to basically do the same thing crappie fishing.
Same thing crappie fishing. I mean, both of those largemouth, smallmouth, they're all part of that sunfish family.
Sure.
So the same kind of tactics. It's just like using fluorocarbon.
Right.
You know, bass guys, trout guys talk about that all the time, but trout, bass, crappie are all part of the sunfish family.
Yeah.
So they all can, you know, detect all that type of stuff. So in clear water, I use fluorocarbon too.
Now, I know you guys really have perfected your own line of baits, Roper Outdoors. You're located where in Arkansas?
Forest City, Arkansas.
Yeah, and what's that phone number they can get a hold of you over there?
Well, best way for them to get a hold of me is either on social media, so Facebook, just Roper Outdoors on Facebook. Also, Instagram, it's Roper Outdoors. And then, of course, we have a website, so roperoutdoors.com. They can go and find all our jig heads. And we have other new things coming out. We have plastics, jig heads. We have a new thing called the Tormento, which is designed just for minnow fishing.
Oh, really?
So, you know, all these guys are just artificial. Listen, we still use minnows sometimes, so.
Yeah. Well, it can't get any more finesse than using minnows.
Yeah, right.
You know, sometimes you have to go
Sometimes
down
you
and dirty to catch fish.
and sometimes, believe it or not, a crappie just doesn't want a minnow hook with a minnow on it.
Right.
It's crazy. They want some color with it.
Right.
So that's why we came out with the Tormentos, which just gives you color and gives you still a minnow type hook.
Well, folks, once again, that's Roper Outdoors located in where in Arkansas?
Forest City, Arkansas.
Forest City, Arkansas. Check them out on their webpage, roperoutdoors.com. You can check them out on Facebook, also Instagram. And folks, let me tell you, these guys know how to catch crappie, and they're really, really good at it. And won several tournaments doing that as well. So they travel the tournament circuit. They're very good at it, and they have some really high quality products. So Jay, I appreciate you coming on the show today. Thanks for those tips. Wish you guys all the best in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
And folks, check them out, roperoutdoors.com. They have some fantastic baits, and they'll help you catch fish. Guaranteed.
Hey, we can guarantee one thing. We can guarantee if you use our bait, stick it in the water, they'll get wet.
There you go. There you go. Hey, what? You can't beat a deal like that, right? Right? Jay, thanks a lot for coming on the show.
Thank you.
This is Dale York, Just Fish Outdoors. I'm with Jay Roper. Check him out, roperoutdoors.com. Fantastic baits. Dale York, Jay Roper, saying we'll catch you later.
See ya.